it's all sweet here. It's all sweet here. Yeah. You kept your mouth shut. You did. I thought we were going to get the fight down. You're very quiet.
What did you think the best course of action was for that?
You were giving all this staying.
Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans and thrill seekers, get ready because today we're diving into one of the hottest topics buzzing around the combat sports world: clash of egos, personalities, and maybe even fists between the notorious Conor McGregor and the infamous Paul brothers, Logan and Jake.
This is the real deal, yeah? In front of you, you know that. You know that, bro. So we'll look able to do it. He wouldn't do what? 190, 195 or something? He was sick. He was sick over it, yeah. He was sick.
Buckle up, because this narrative is a crazy trip, replete with trash talk, social media call-outs, and the type of drama that only these larger-than-life people can offer. So, image this. UFC megastar Conor McGregor has walked the walk and spoken the
Use and KSO. Use are mixers to me. You understand that? Side jobs. A little side job.
No,
yeah?
you can't even do your main job. How you can do a side job?
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Truth at venues all across the world, known for his biting tongue, knockout force, and let's be honest, ability to generate headlines both inside and outside of the octagon. Then you have Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Two YouTubers became boxers who have rocked the combat sports scene.
Interesting bus ride to the inauguration here. couple best friends.
Your hands off Pam.
Yo, that's crazy. That's my mom.
Love them or loathe them, these guys know how to create talk. They've battled huge personalities, stirred up controversies, and, most importantly, they've earned a ton of money doing it. Now, the question on everyone's mind is, what happens when these universes collide? What happens when the king of MMA meets paths with the kings of YouTube boxing? Well, let me tell you, it's nothing short of explosive. Let's backtrack a little and establish the scene. Recent on the fight scene, Conor McGregor has been quite quiet. Sure, he's had his fair share of injuries and setbacks, but if there's one thing we know about McGregor, it's that he's never truly out of the game. He's always lurking, always observing, and always ready to pounce when the situation is perfect. And when the Paul brothers began making headlines in the boxing world, you just knew it was a matter of time until McGregor had something to say about it. On the flip side, the Paul brothers have been making it their goal to call out some of the greatest names in combat sports. Jake Paul has been extremely loud, challenging everyone from UFC champs to boxing legends. Logan Paul, meantime, made waves by jumping into the ring with Floyd Mayweather Eyes, Floyd Money Mayweather. And if the battle wasn't exactly a technical masterpiece, it demonstrated one thing: the Paul brothers aren't afraid to dive into rough waters. But here's where things get interesting. Conor McGregor is not just another fighter, he's a brand, a sensation, and, let's face it, one of the most controversial people in sports. When Jake Paul began calling him out, it wasn't just about attempting to build up the fight. It was about trying to rattle the cage of one of the most confident and vocal sportsmen in the world. Jake didn't simply call out McGregor, he went for the jugular. He insulted Conor's defeats, questioned his legacy, and even took jabs at his personal life. It was pure Jake Paul, bold, arrogant, and meant to get under McGregor's skin. And guess what? It works. Kind of. McGregor, for the most part, played it cool. He's not one to shy away from a battle of words. But initially, he didn't give Jake the response he was hoping for. Maybe it was because Conor perceived Jake as an inferior opponent. Maybe he didn't want to give him the pleasure of an answer. Or maybe, just maybe, McGregor was biding his time, waiting for the best opportunity to strike. But suddenly, the tide began to change. Logan Paul, the oldest of the two brothers, got into the battle. Logan, who's likely less contentious than Jake but no less ambitious, started hinting at his own desire to meet McGregor. And here's where things got even spicier. Logan, fresh from his exhibition encounter with Mayweather, began promoting himself as the more respectable fighter of the two. He lauded McGregor's talents, recognized his successes, and played the part of the polite adversary. It was a dramatic contrast to Jake's more aggressive approach, but make no mistake, Logan was just as anxious to get that McGregor payout. So now, you've got the Paul brothers going at McGregor from two directions. On one side, you've got Jake, the brazen provocateur, trying everything in his power to get under Conor's skin. On the other, you've got Logan, the cunning opportunist, attempting to appeal to McGregor's competitive mentality. And all the while, the combat sports industry is gobbling it up, speculating about whether these contests may ever materialize. But let's take a step back and address the question that's on everyone's mind. Why would Conor McGregor ever accept the thought of battling the Paul brothers? On the surface, it would seem like a step down for a man who's battled some of the best competitors in MMA history. But when you delve a bit further, it begins to make sense. First and foremost, there's the money. Let's not kid ourselves here. A battle between McGregor and any of the Paul brothers would be a tremendous payoff. The Pauls have demonstrated again and again that they can attract massive crowds, and McGregor is one of the greatest pay-per-view stars in the world. Put those two factors together, and you've got a formula for a financial blockbuster. Then there's the spectacle. Conor McGregor enjoys the spotlight. He thrives on the enormous stage, the bright lights, and the loud throng. And say what you will about the Paul brothers, but they know how to put on a show. A fight between any of them wouldn't simply be a sports event, it would be a cultural phenomenon. And then, there's the notion of legacy. Nah, I know what you're thinking. How could battling the Paul brothers contribute to McGregor's legacy? Well, it's not so much about legacy in the classic sense, as it is about being relevant. McGregor is a master at maintaining his name in the spotlight, and a high-profile match with a Paul sibling would achieve precisely that. It would keep him in the public spotlight, remind everyone why he's one of the most talked about sportsmen in the world, and, who knows, maybe even laid the groundwork for his return to the octagon. But here's the kicker. McGregor isn't the sort of man who's going to get into the ring merely to collect a check. If he does decide to fight one of the Paul brothers, you can guarantee he's going to take it seriously. He's going to train, he's going to prepare, and he's going to seek to make a statement. Because at the end of the day, Conor McGregor is a fighter. It's in his blood, his DNA, and no matter who's standing across from him, he's going to bring that same fire and passion that made him a worldwide celebrity. So, what's the verdict? Will we see Conor McGregor face up against Logan or Jake Paul? Well, nothing's set in stone yet, but the chance is clearly there. The Paul brothers have demonstrated that they're eager to get into the ring with anybody, and McGregor has never been one to back down from a challenge. It's a collision of styles, egos, and universes that could only happen in the wild and unpredictable terrain of contemporary combat sports. And let's be real, whether you love them or detest them, you'd tune in to witness it, because at the end of the day, this isn't just about boxing or MMA, it's about entertainment, drama, and the type of larger-than-life extravaganza that keeps us all coming back for more. So, keep your eyes open, fight aficionados. The next episode in this tale might drop at any minute, and you're not going to want to miss it. Whether it's Conor McGregor, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, or any mix of the three, one thing's for sure, it's going to be one hell of a spectacle.